anytime you need a friend. Good times, anytime you're out from under. Making it happen, making it hustle. Keeping your head above water. Making a way when you can. Temporary laid off. Good times, easy credit rip-off. Good times, ain't we happy we got 'em. Good times. Y'all remember that show in the Greens? They had a whole TV show in the projects. I was just over there by Cabrini Green. Remember Candyman? Who don't remember Candyman? Candyman had motherfuckers spooked in the Greens. In any project, in the whole city. Then in like 1993 or 4, I was a young ass kid, like 6 or maybe it was like 98, I was like a little older maybe, I don't know. It was supposedly this killer clown named Homie the Clown going around killing motherfuckers in the hood. And it was literally on the news. And the news came on like, police keep on getting calls about this Homie the Clown is going around killing motherfuckers. But so far, we think this is just an urban legend. Well, let me tell you something. In the 90s, they say Chirac, Siberia, all that shit now. There's like 450 deaths. There's cameras. They can get you if there's a camera or if somebody points a finger at you. That's all it takes. And then you got to fight it for 3 years in the county. You're probably gonna get booked for 40 years unless you got people out there that are willing to really get after these witnesses and make sure they don't go to court, which is the case a lot of times. I remember one time a lady got stabbed in her head, and all I did was walk in a motherfucking convenience store. I didn't even know she was dead. I thought she was passed out. I'm in the store and everybody's like, yeah, lady's dead over there, screaming and shit. I'm like, that lady right there? She got stabbed in the head? They're like, bro, the knife is through her skull. I'm like, real talk? He's like, yeah, the police is coming. Right before the police got there, it was on 51st in Indiana. Right before the police got there, motherfucking dude, she got stabbed by a woman, was what I was told. But the woman's boyfriend came in and said, if any motherfucker say shit, I'll kill you. So it's a lot of witness intimidation tactics. Like, people are dirty. Dirtier than you could even imagine. If somebody were to move here and have to grow up the way I grew up, they would just be blown. They'd be like, what? When I was growing up as a kid in the city, it was like people got rewarded for doing shit wrong, for being the biggest liar. And they would kind of ingrain that in you in the school system, in Chicago public schools. Like, I don't know why, but the school system kind of taught us to like we could do shit wrong, and that wasn't the problem. Getting caught was the problem. As long as you don't get caught, and if you do, just lie. I grew up with all black kids, and they will never, a lot of them will not budge. You ever been to the county and somebody fart, and motherfuckers trying to figure out who did it? They are not going. They will never admit that. They will take that fart to the grave. Motherfuckers know who did it. Motherfuckers are quicker to quicker to admit to a murder than a fart. God damn. You got 60 motherfuckers in the room, and one motherfucker if you're in one of them dorm situations, and one motherfucker let loose, and I kind of look around, and I can just tell by their face. I'd be like, look at his face. You can see it on, like, when a dog's taking a shit, that's how their face looks. It's like, I can't make the face, but I'm like, look at his face. You know he did that, trying not to smile. Motherfucker, we know you farted. Go sit on the toilet and wait for something to drop, is what I would say. I'd be like, Man, somebody needs to go sit on the toilet and wait for something to drop. You got 60 motherfuckers farting in one room. You don't think there's going to be a fight? Y'all all eating the same room. Oh, my God. One time, I broke the television. I was so mad at this deck. Everybody pissed me off. And it was so crazy because they cuffed me in the front for some reason. They left me in there. And they were going to move me somewhere because somebody had told on me that I was doing something. I forgot what it was. Like, this was after smoking or whatever reason. They cuffed me up and they left me in there. And they took everybody else to the yard. And then they flipped the deck. And then I was out in the hallway. And they didn't like me in the hallway because I could look at them and hear them talk. And they just didn't like my eyes on them. They didn't like the fact that I was out there. They're like, go put him in the room till he's ready to go. Because I'm over there staring at them and shit. They didn't like that shit. So they put me in a room, right? I got my cup. I got my bag, right? And a little cup in my bag. I'm like, fuck this TV. I go get water out the motherfucking sink. Pour water on that bitch. It might not have broke, but I only poured like 1 cup of water on it. But I poured it in them little vent things on the top so it would trickle down. I was so mad. Because somebody told on me that I was selling weed, and I wasn't even selling weed. Know what I was selling? Somebody had a pack of blunts. So there was weed on the deck, and they had a pack of blunts. My boy had a pack of blunts, and I'm like, hey, give me the tobacco from inside the blunts, and we'll smoke that. Don't waste that shit. I'll sell that shit. And I was selling it as like cigarettes. And I was getting like too much money for that shit. I was selling like one little bitty ass bit of cigarette tobacco. Not even cigarette tobacco. It was Swisher Sweets. Or White Owls or something tobacco. Like $4. And motherfuckers got to hating because I must have made 100 of these things out of there was like, it was like a whole pack of the fucking White Owl. It was like a 6-pack. So I must have busted that bitch down into about 100 of them, and I'm smoking them myself, left and right. And somebody I didn't break off, or somebody who couldn't rob me or hated me, or because I was in there with my boy, and we weren't about to get robbed. It was minimum. Division 2 is minimum. Had that been Division 6 or Division 10, it would have been like, pass it out. You gotta take care of us, man. We ain't got no money. Motherfuckers will kill you over a cigarette. But it was Division 2. It was all misdemeanor charges and shit like that. So, temporary laid off, good times, easy credit rip off, good times, ain't we happy we got 'em, good times. You know what I need? I need my channel to start with me singing that shit, but I need a picture of the old Cabrini Green projects, but I tore them down. I drove past Candyman. I made a video on my old channel. I drove past this motherfucking video had like, doesn't that bitch look like a demon? Don't it look like a king on a chessboard and that's the queen? She even got a crown, don't she? He got horns, she got a crown. Am I bullshitting? The one on the right got a crown, the one on the left got a fucking demon horns. And the Hancock has 2 horns too, and they're all black silhouettes. The twin demons of Chicago. The Twin Towers. You don't think we got Twin Towers? We got 2 black towers that are very minimalist architecture. They're not ornate. It's just black with a lot of crosses and just boxes. The Hancock, all the Hancock gives is a series of X's that get smaller as it goes up, boxed in on the corners by giant wrought iron fucking painted black fucking, Anyway. So yeah, I went past the Cabrini Green projects. This video had like 5,000 views. Just me talking shit, rolling through the Cabrini Green projects. But I put on the music to the scary music to in the background of Candyman, And it was a hit. I drove through it, but the only thing that was there was the motherfucking, the only thing that was left was the motherfucking, row houses. All the high-rises are gone. You used to drive down this, you should drive to Sox Park, dude. And if you were sitting at home plate, upper deck, mid-level, skybox, I don't give a fuck where you sat. The outfield pointed towards the lake, which is on an eastern trajectory, and south. And that was all projects. I'm like, why didn't they face the outfield downtown? Because there was an original Sox Park across the street. It's now a parking lot. Comiskey Park. I call it Sox Park now, but it was called Comiskey Park. Now it's called U.S. Cellular Field. They call it the Cell. You know what? It might have changed names. It might be like some crazy shit like First Rate Bank National, some bullshit. It was the Cell, U.S. Cellular. But nobody, I don't know if they're a carrier or an actual cell phone company, but who's ever heard of U.S. Cellular other than U.S. Cellular Field? And they changed the motherfucker, I think, before they won the World Series. Old Comiskey was a Pollock. My grandpa knew him. My grandpa's got pictures with Babe Ruth and all that shit. All that memorabilia went to one uncle. It didn't go to my dad. He's not happy about that. What are you gonna do, man? It's fucked up. Life's fucked up, man. Some people don't even have a daddy. You say, how could these people do this and do that out here in these streets? How could these people be killers like that? And this and that. Well, they're angry, first off. Secondly, shit ain't going their way. Secondly, their natural surroundings are like a 4x4 piece of plot in a city that they're kind of weary to leave because they've left when they were a kid and they got their ass beat by some other kids. When I grew up in the city, I wouldn't leave my area unless I had my friends with me. If you had a bike, somebody's gonna try and steal it. If you think you're big, two people can beat one. You might be able to fight two people off. I fought two people off to keep my bike one time. But also I had my bike took by two people one time. The two times I got tried to jack from me. Well, I got jacked one time. Bike jacking's in the city, man. Motherfuckers just getting bike jacked. Anyway, the point is, people say, how can people do this and that? Well, you don't have a father. I knew a dude who told me this story. He said, my mama never know my daddy, but she knew what he looked like and everything. She said he was short, cocky, and he had a low top fade or some bullshit. This black kid. He's like, so now every time I see a short, cocky motherfucker with a low top fade, I think, is that my daddy? I be on the train thinking motherfuckers is my daddy, and I'm just like, dude, that's fucking my head up. Because I was bitching, I was talking shit. We were in jail actually having this conversation. I was talking shit about how me and my dad went to Sox Park, and we got really drunk and got into a fight. He's like, bro, I wish I could go to Sox Park and get drunk with my daddy and fight, bro. You over there talking about you don't like your daddy sometimes. Well, I wish I had a daddy. I was like, damn, bro. This is my celly, too. He was from out west. I forgot his name. Anyway, everybody God bless. Good times, anytime you need a neighbor. Good times, anytime you need a friend. Good times, anytime you're up on it. Making it up, making it hustle. Keeping your head above water. Making a way when you can. Temporary later. All right, peace.